Today here on Lights and Buttons, we're going to talk about HydroSilex Recharge ceramic coating and how well it performs. I did a 4-month informal test of this and I'll show you the results. Before I continue, I'd like to point out a few things first. First off, this is not a sponsored video. I've purchased all the products you see in this video and nothing was sent to me for free. Next up, I did make a slight mistake and I just want to be upfront with this and be transparent about this in the video. During the course of this test, I went to a touchless car wash about 3 to 4 times. They include a protective spray when you choose the over and under option for cleaning your car. I doubt this would really have a major impact on this test, but nevertheless I still want to point this out because this can potentially be another variable thrown into the mix. I did this test during the winter and spring just to put it against salt, dirt, pollen, and rain. Even though the car is in the garage at night, most of the time, the car is exposed to the elements during the day at work. To prep the car, I use the following tools. We have the clay bar, the polish, the 6-inch random orbital, Meguiar's Gold Class Wax, and HydroSilex Recharge. I'll go through the different preparation steps at first, then I'll show you the comparison at the end. So first off, I wash the car. I rinse the car to remove the loose contaminants. Next, soap. Hose it down. Dry it with a microfiber cloth with its label taken off. Now I take off the label because this prevents scratches and drying prevents the water from causing water spots. Next, I use the clay bar to remove the stubborn contaminants. After that is the polishing step. After I use the random orbital with the polish, I wipe off the leftover bits and now it's finally ready to be tested. So in terms of the test, here on the left, I will be applying the Meguiar's Gold Class Wax and on the right, I'll have the HydroSilex Recharge. To apply the wax, I use the pad that was provided in the container, followed by your typical wax on, wax off technique. After waiting for the wax to dry in about 5 minutes, I wipe off the excess away. On the HydroSilex Recharge side, I just sprayed and wiped after a couple of seconds. I don't allow this to dry. There are 2 methods for applications. I chose the dry method as you can see here. And there it is. Now we have both products applied and let's see how it holds up over time. Right off the bat, I do notice that the results look great. They both bring out the deep, rich color of the paint and the body of the car looks like a giant black mirror. As a quick test, I sprayed some water just to see how they behave. I'm not an expert detailer, so I'll let you be the judge. It does look like the HydroSilex Recharge beads up a little bit more, but at the end, I don't really care about this as long as the paint is protected. Moving on to 3 weeks later, I took it to a touchless car wash, meaning that there are no bristles making contact with the car. Sometimes it's a challenge to clean because of the lack of bristles, but it looks like it held up pretty nicely. Now I normally don't hand wash this in the winter because the temperature drops pretty low and I don't want any ice forming in the driveway, let alone on my hands. And finally, after 4 months, I cleaned the car by hand. By this time, it's spring, and you can be the judge on how each side held up over the duration of the test. To conclude this video, I'd like to point out that there are pros and cons to each method when comparing ceramic coating and waxing. The price of the HydroSilex Recharge is significantly more expensive when compared to the Meguiar's wax for the amount that you get. So the trade-off here is price versus convenience. The ceramic coating will last longer than wax from what I've heard. It's much easier to apply, but it is more expensive. Ultimately, you'll have to decide if this is right for you. I've shown you from my own perspective what I've seen with this product versus something that I've used in the past, but there may be other factors that can affect the results. I hope this video is helpful. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'll see you in the next video.